just sit down with you and we'll have this quiet time and just be quiet and see what the Lord brings to you.
the Lord would have me ask people, how many people have had a tough week this week? And that again, sorry. How many people here have had a tough week this week? That'd be really us all then, wouldn't it? And you know, it's just as I was sitting there, you know, reflecting, I was reminded, you know, that how great our God is. You know, and sometimes we have to remember what God has done in our life. Because I remember a time, long time ago, you know, when I was doing a tent mission up in Parr, up in Haydock it was. And we did this tent mission. And I worked for Youth for Christ at the time, so that tells you how long ago it was. And I was working for Youth for Christ, and I know I probably told you the story, but I had an old ladder car. And this ladder car was fantastic. It really was a ladder estate car. I had about 18 kids in this car at one time. I mean, there were that many kids in it. They were all coming out everywhere. I mean, that was in the days when you could do things like that. Couldn't you do that now? You get arrested. But this car was great. For years it worked fantastic. But then all of a sudden it started, you know, dropping off. You know, I'd be driving along, the exhaust would fall off, and I'd have to tie it up with wire, and then, you know, I'd be driving along, and then all of a sudden the seat would go back, and I'd be facing the roof, like sort of thing, you know. I'd be driving along the next day, and the door would fall off, and I'm there hanging the door, and it got to that point where I hated this car, you know. And we decided, Youth for Christ had got some money in, so we decided they were going to buy me a new car. Not a new car, but a new car to me, like sort of thing, you know. And I thought, oh, great. And we got this little car that was going to be bought for me, like we paid the deposit and everything. And I was at this meeting this night, you know, and we're all there. And I'm waiting to get up to preach, like sort of thing. And Gus Eyre was there, you know, playing his guitar, like sort of thing. And I remember the treasurer come in, you know, she had tears in her eyes. And I said, what's up here? Oh, sweet you, you're not going to believe it. I made a mistake. I'm £1,000 short for getting the car. And we were going to lose everything. We were going to lose the deposit that we put down, the £1,000 like sort of thing. We were going to lose everything. And I thought, oh my goodness. And you know, and I felt so despondent, so down. You know, and I thought, oh God, what's going on here? You know, and I remember I just said to Gus there, I said, Gus, do you mind preaching for me tonight? I said, because I just don't feel like doing it. And I explained the story to him, and he said, really? He said, God's love for you does not depend on how you feel. It depends on who He is. And He's your Father, and He loves you. And I got up and preached that night. 25 people gave their life to the Lord.
Jesus.
You know, I didn't feel like doing it. But it's not about us, it's about Him. And we need to remember that God is our Father. And if you ask Him for that, is He going to give you a snake? No. But let me tell you, He's not going to give you everything that you want. Because if you were a parent and you give your kids everything they want, what happens? They get spoiled, they get rotten, they just do their own thing then, don't they? And God knows what we need. And if God allows us to go through difficult and trying times, then there's a purpose behind it. Because He knows us. And He knows what's best for us. He sees the big picture. We don't always see it all.
Yeah.
And I want you to know something. That our God is in control. And I remember after that meeting, you know, somebody came up and gave me a cheque for, I think it was about 1,200 quid, more money than we needed to pay the insurance, and everything was able to pay. That's how our God is. So don't think that your feelings have anything to do with it. We need to remember who our God is. He's our Father that loves us and cares for us.
Yeah, I've felt like that this morning, many times really, and I still do it. Yeah, it might be a struggle, but I still want to do it.